Sykkuno's girlfriend anyway?
in the
I'm
legal
so
document.
confused about
This
that.
document would be 32 pages long, and it would detail both of their
32
experiences
pages
with
long.
Sykkuno, leading up to the
Tangina,
revelation
Google
of the
Docs.
fact that he has a girlfriend, as well as a link to the full 17-minute YouTube video in which Mal would confront Sykkuno about cheating on his girlfriend with him. Here's how it would start off. On Valentine's Day of this year, I was followed on Twitter by Sykkuno. I thought it was amazing that such a big content creator even knew I existed, let alone followed me on social media. He had been my role model and someone I looked up to for a long time, ever since my days in high school. However, what I learned about Sykkuno after that day would make me regret my decision. Sykkuno is not the
How old is Sykkuno right now? Like pushing 30, right? Like or like already
Gago
30?
pushing 40 na siya, pre.
34, like early 30s?
Mid-30s ka
Oh
mo.
my god, she's barely 20. Or she's barely like, if it was high school, early days of high school or something, that means she's like straight out of high school.
kind, soft-spoken character you see on stream. He is a serial
The
cheater.
doc said that it had a 15-year age gap. Woof. But was she like 20? If she's 20, then whatever.
Liar and manipulator who uses his status to get what he wants from as many women as possible. More specifically, ones who are smaller or up-and-coming content creators,
what they get
knowing
41
that
months.
he can take advantage of them. After confiding in many others that have had similar experiences with Sykkuno, I realized that this was not an isolated incident. In fact, it was something that had been going on for multiple years. He always made sure to cover his tracks and never left a paper trail significant
I don't understand how you're not able to leave a paper trail if it's online and you're having conversations online.
enough for someone to
How
make
would you
this
ever
public. But
expect
now,
this to be,
this has
like,
all
a secret?
changed. These are serious allegations, and I fully understand that this should not be treated lightly.
Voice
I
chats, but
urge
you're
all
still
other
talking
content
to
creators
them.
who
You
have been
can still
personally
record that.
affected by Sykkuno's behavior to not remain silent, as I believe that there is strength in numbers. This document will not only include proof from me, but from another victim who has given me her consent as well. Below, you will find evidence that will expose this calculated pattern of love bombing and manipulation, as well as a
Love
recording of a
bombing.
voice call where he explicitly admits to all his wrongdoings.
Oh!
Everything. All right, so already this is one hell of an intro to the document, right? One thing I want to point out is the urging of all other content creators who have been personally affected by Sykkuno to come out about this. As I already mentioned, there are many people who are affected by his actions
Oh, this is so disappointing, man. This is actually genuinely disappointing. I'm so disappointed.
throughout the years. In fact, if Sykkuno traveled to any expo or convention or event, then you can bet a hefty sum of money that he always had someone there who he flew out, hoping that he could bring them to his hotel room. Anyway, the next section of the document would be titled, Our First Conversation. After Valentine's Day, I was so excited about him following me that I told a friend who then urged me to strike up a conversation. I finally worked up the courage to send him a DM, and he replied,
Damn, girl has like, damn. I respect.
Laban
Everybody
agad.
thinks that he's single, so like, I respect the little like shoot. Hey, she's shooting her shot. That's a crazy shoot though. That's smooth.
right away. So here we can see on the 15th of
I
February,
respect it.
Mal would send, "Are you still looking for a Valentine's date, perhaps?" To which Sykkuno would say, so innocently, "What? You can't just open up with something like that? And besides, Valentine's Day is almost over where I'm from already." To which she would reply with, "I mean, we can always do a Valentine's Day do-over, you know?" In the same
No, she's smooth with that, dude.
first conversation, he brought up what kind of games he'd like to play and invited me to play with him after a convention. On the left image, we can see them discussing sleep schedules, right? Understanding what time it is for her, what time it is for him. And on the right image, we can see him say, "What games do you like to play? I'm like a massive game player. That's usually how I meet people or make friends, to be honest." In the next couple of images, we can see Sykkuno talk about the game he was playing, which was Outlast Trials, saying that maybe Mal could carry him. She would agree, give him her Discord, and then wonder, "Hey, are you done soon with your stream? Because I'm getting tired." She hadn't slept all night. She was pulling an all-nighter. He'd apologize for taking so long, and then he'd say that he has a convention to go to. So after making her wait for like a few hours, he would say, "Hey, listen, can we just play tomorrow? I have a convention to go to." And they would agree, "Okay, let's play after the convention." This is what would lead us to the next section. Interest in where I live. For context, this is still the same day as the first conversation, only moved to Discord and a few hours apart since I'm EU time zone and he's US time zone. So yeah, these DMs have the timestamp of 10 a.m. EU time. The last DMs we can see on Twitter were at 9 a.m., so this is barely an hour later after they added each other. Mal would continue by saying, things started out innocently enough with him inquiring about fun things to do
Yeah, very normal. It's been
where
very
I live,
normal so
such as
far.
aquariums and conventions. TwitchCon EU specifically. I'd like to point out that I said we could go on a date to make up for Valentine's. He not once expressed to me any discomfort or that he wasn't single. So yeah, this is how it goes. If someone expresses interest in you, right, you typically tell them fairly quickly that you're already in a committed relationship. You don't just let things slide. Mal had no reason to think that Sykkuno was already taken. Otherwise, he would have said something after she proposed a date. He'd ask, do they have an aquarium? I'm a big fan of aquariums. She'd say, there's artists in Amsterdam. Could make it a date, you know, to make up for Valentine's. He'd only reply with, a what? Lol? Continuing on with his innocent persona, but he'd never say, oh no, actually, wait, like, I want to meet up as friends. I'm actually in a relationship. Not once. The next section will be titled, Following My Private Instagram. He would also follow my personal private Instagram that is only available to my IRL friends and family.
Wait, with them telling... Wait. How did he find it? Did you tell him about it, or...
Using his official Sykkuno account. So here we can see an image of Sykkuno following her.
Damn, on main! Yeah. What the f do you mean he didn't leave a paper trail? He followed her private account on main! Come on!
With her personal account name being hidden since it's personal. The next section will be titled, Making Plans to Meet Me in Person. So bear in mind, this was the next day, okay, the 16th of February. They had started talking on the 15th. He followed her on the 14th. The document would say,
Hello? What is that sound in the background?
This 2-hour Discord gaming call, the same day as our first conversation, Sykkuno made plans to meet.
There's this weird sound in the video that goes like...
The fuck?
Do you hear it?
Me IRL. It was set to be the same weekend as Dokumi 2026 since he was flying over anyway to attend TwitchCon EU. Going to the aquarium would be our first
Of course
date.
it stops when I
I
talk
also
about it,
learned
great.
that there is a 15-year age gap between us. Right, so look, I personally spoke to the victim about this. I asked, like, would that usually have been like a red flag?
Yeah, this is about the lies of Sykkuno and that he's a manipulator.
Or a turn off. She said yes. But the thing is, this is Sykkuno we're talking about here, right? So she made an exception because as you saw in the intro of this document, she used to watch him in high school. She genuinely looked up to him.
Oh my god, that's so weird.
I think he means not letting her see any interactions with other women type paper trail.
Oh, I see. That is so weird. I can't imagine somebody going like this to me. Oh my god, Demi, I used to watch you in high school. And then me flirting with him. No, that's so disgusting. That's actually disgusting. Nah, I don't even care. Nah, that's disgusting.
To say that she was starstruck was an understatement. And that's exactly...
I know that he's like... I know that she's like 20 now. But then... You know, start like knowing that like, I don't know, there's something weird about that. There's something really weird about that. It's not the age gap that like with me. It's just the fact that like, the age gap is whatever to me. I don't care if she's like 20 or whatever. She can make her own choices.
Having a fun stream because I know I am. Always
Thank
glad
you,
to see
CDM.
you live and
There's
laugh
every month.
Demodine.
She was 18. Okay, no, that changes it. Okay, when I said 20, that's fine, but 18 with a 15-year age gap, especially as a
18
content
pa lang
creator.
siya, sakto.
Yikes.
what he was counting on. Now, while keeping that 15-year age gap in mind, this next section definitely hits different. It's titled, Making Plans to Move In Together. These messages would be on the 17th of February, 2 days after they started talking.
Okay, pwede na siguro mag-ano, requiem. Requiem tayo, pre. Go lang, pre. Requiem tayo, wait lang.